Hello everyone. Welcome back to Sherlock. Yes, we're good. So let's carry on. So, last time we solved the case of the elephant and the such, and then we went back home and we discovered that Mother's bedroom. So let's quickly hop up there and catch up to where we were, which was investigating the old room. Hello John, good to see you. Alright, I've been buying some photos and pictures. Maybe I can find one of them. Well, I promise you I have been buying some pictures. So yes, let's go into the mother's room. Oh, hello John, good to see you. Ooh. The room doesn't look too good, that's for sure. Oh, she even had her own bath. Look at that. She's fancy. Alright, let's talk to John. Hello, John.
You're not obliged to be here, Sherry. We can leave any time you want.
You know, that's probably the most considerate you've been so far.
Look what I found. The White King is under attack. Sherry, can you save him and checkmate the opponent in one move?
Ooh. Ah, okay. There we go. Let's have a look. Defend the king with the bishop, or save the king by retreating. Okay, so let's have a look. That pawn can't do anything. The bishop down there can't do anything. But if I retreat, then that doesn't really give me the finishing move. But if I go there, it also doesn't give me the finishing move. But yeah, I suppose that would be the one.
Oh, nice move. You saved the king and checkmated the Black King with the rook.
Exactly. So if he takes the rook, yeah. There we go. I win. Yay me. I won the bet. I don't know what it does, but I won the bet. Oh no, that was a nice game. It doesn't matter who won. I enjoyed every second of it. Yes. You and me. Sherry and John. Let's have a look around the room. Let's look at the photo. Got a picture.
Looks like it was damaged by a blunt object.
Interesting. The room has been tampered with. What's
This
here?
room always reeked with an acrid medicinal stench. And here is the reason.
Yes, it seems your mother was being tended to quite a bit. Oh, a table. Well, there's the newspaper. Mr. Saiger Morland Holmes, the renowned archaeologist, authenticator and historian, is dead. A mere 41 years of age, he was seized by a cardiac event during the opera at the Covert Garden Theatre on Saturday. Despite a physician's best efforts, he remained insensible and died at 20 minutes past 6 o'clock last evening. His sudden end came as a severe shock to his large circle of acquaintances. Mr. Holmes has survived his... What? Mr. Holmes is survived his by wife Violet and 2 sons, Mycroft 16 and Sherlock 6. Funeral services will be held Wednesday at the Highgate Cemetery of St. James by Rev. W.E. Stanley.
It's a strange feeling to read about my father's death in the newspaper. I can't recall anything except the deep feeling of loss.
You were too young. It happened before we even met. It's so sad.
I'm
sorry.
Yes. Oh, a letter, a note. An old sheet of paper. March 25th, 1869. Examination notes of Dr. Otto Richter. Over the last few months, I have asked Mrs. Holmes to sketch some landscapes. The first few were clear and accurate, but subsequent drawings quickly drifted away from reality. It appears her disease progresses rapidly, and perhaps even affects her vision. I may need to consider trepanation? I don't know what that is. Interesting. Let's have a look over here while we're looking around. Well, I know where that is.
This picture was drawn by my mother. I recognize her hand. There's a date on it, 8th of December, 1868.
Oh, this sounds like a lot of things to do. Oh, hello, another one.
This seems a bit odd. I can recognize my mother's style, but it's far too sloppy. dated 12th of February, 1869.
Was she not paying attention to what the doctor's note said? She was, you know... Oh no.
It's difficult to tell what this is meant to represent. There's no date at all.
Oh dear. Seems your mother really did get, into a bad situation. Anything up there? Yeah.
Straps on the bed. Just doesn't look right.
I believe it's mainly to restrain her so she didn't hurt herself. I imagine she had some sort of disease that got really bad. But anyway, there is a suitcase. Let's open it. Oh, doctor tools. What's that? What's this one?
Do you think the doctor could have used these tools here? I hope not.
What's this? Salt?
No labels. I doubt it ever had one.
It looks gross. And now the book. Observation of Mrs. Violet Holmes, Dr. Otto Richter. 19th of May, 1868. Initial consultation revealed the patient suffering sleep problems, periods of anxiety and slight confusion of memories. Prescribed a strong sedative to be administered daily, and will continue to monitor symptoms. 3rd of August, 1868. Sedation has helped minimize anxiety attacks, but Mrs. Holmes now experiences catatonia, apathy, and prolonged depressive states. Moreover, the patient's confusion has worsened, as she has begun writing letters to her deceased husband as if he were alive. I have prescribed 6 further drugs to balance her mental state and weekly hydrotherapy. 27th of November. The current drug regimen has delivered middling results with confusion, worsening into near constant delusion. Patient grows aggravated with these beliefs are contradicted, prompting aggressive behavior. I have now witnessed several episodes of violence against her own family and towards herself. Consequently, I order that bars be installed on the window and that Mrs. Holmes be strapped to her bed at night. The dosage of all medication has been raised. I have prescribed the patient additional hypnotherapy sessions, as well as some mild hallucinogens. Oh dear, I wonder what got to her. There's something else here.
Nope.
Interesting. Is there something else on here? Ah!
There appear to be residues of the bottle's contents at the bottom.
Interesting. It certainly seems your mother was very ill. But was it natural or some sort of poison? Potassium bromide? What's that?
Seems this was the most frequently used medication.
I am sure I'll be informed of what these things do. Let's see if we can turn it around. Potassium bromide. 1 dram dissolved in a glass of water administered daily. Not to exceed 1 dose.
1 dram dissolved in a glass of water administered daily. Not to exceed 1 dose in 24 hours. Not to be given to children.
Interesting. Well, there's a drawer. Oh, there's a letter. My gentle Sire, alas, I am still yet to receive any correspondence from you. One presumes my previous letters are chasing you around the continent as you travel. I hope you are in good health and already on your way home. Forgive me for my impatience, but life without your kind voice and bright eyes is scarcely worth living. The boys need their father around too. I can tell that they miss you, though, as you well know, Mycroft is not one to wear his heart on his sleeve. In case my prior letters have been lost, know that we have relocated to Cordona. Please come back soon. Forever yours, Violet. February 1896.
Oh, it brings back some memories.
There's the bathtub.
Oh, I would love to take a bath right now.
I don't
Not
think you
this
want
one.
to take a bath now.
Surface corrosion suggests it was prone to extreme temperature fluctuations. For medical purposes, I suppose.
Whoa, weapons up. That background sound is not pleasant.
My mother loved flowers. They made her smile. I remember we would bring a new bouquet every week to make her a bit happier.
That's why we collected all the violet flowers we could find on the island.
Okay, I think we found all the clues in here. Gosh, I can't believe his mother was very ill like that. Well, let's have a look at the clues, shall we? Ooh, John's diary. Some items. That might be important. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of things. Okay. Minerals in the manor. I think I need to click on that one. Have a look around the room for some of those, you know, concentration moments where I can have flashbacks or some stuff. Okay, there's nothing there. Nope, no more memories. Okay, let's have a look at some of the clues I have. That one's somewhere on the map. Let's have a look at this one. Oh boy, time to be a chemist. Oh no, that one looks very difficult. Ha, easy. That was too easy. So, let's have a look. Analysis identified the substance as hallucinogenic derived from mushrooms. Okay. Ah, here we go. Here's the one that has this, see some clues. Oh, there's a lot of clues there. Okay, let's have a looky. Broken plate.
The broken plate shards were all over the floor. Mycroft had to change his suit as the one he was wearing was completely stained.
Okay, what's this chair? Mother was troubled.
Mother was troubled that morning. Something we did upset her. Dr. Richter tried to calm her down.
I wonder what we did. Any more? Ah, hello. We had to
put the tray with Mother's morning tea down, but why? It's starting to ring a bell. I think it happened in the morning.
Oh, what happened? Oh, hello. Look at this. Ah, time to play Imagination with John. Hopefully. Are we John? We are John. Hey. Okay, so something happened here that we did. No, not him. Not sure about that. It's most likely this one, I guess. Okay, this one is very difficult actually. Okay, so she got angry, flung that at him, but what did we do? I'm assuming we did something. Was we having a cup of tea? I don't know. I don't think that's it. Let's have a look. What was your one of these? That one makes more sense. But what happened over here? What were we doing? Was we drinking tea? Which we shouldn't be drinking because it's got hallucinogenics in. I'm gonna have a go with this one. See if that's the one. Oh, looks like I got it.
Believe you! Liars! Get away from me! It's not true! It's not real!
What? Oh.
Everything will be okay, Sherry. I promise.
Oh, I got it. Wow, that was very dramatic.
It was the
scene.
morning of the 9th of April, the day my mother died.
Oh. The 9th of April started off badly. My mother was anxious and hysterical. She threw food and shouted at the doctor, calling him a liar. John and I brought her morning tea, but when the shouts started, I became scared. The only thing I could think of was to do was hide near the bed and wait for everything to pass. Thankfully, John was there to protect me and calm me down.
My mother, she was not just ill, but mad. God have mercy.
I'm sorry. That explains why you locked the memory away.
There must be more, John. That was the morning of her death. I need to know what happened. John!
Every time you... I just don't... Please, Sherry, leave it be.
Just breathe, John. You know that I cannot leave the last stone unturned. We are so close.
I know. But can we at least leave it for another day?
Of course.
Well, history tells us these memories are triggered by our investigation of other matters. I suspect it could not be forced even if I so desired.
Thank you. How are you feeling about all this? Tell me, I'm not the only one reeling.
I am not all right.
It feels wrong, sad. Like they're the memories of another man. I'm struggling to reconcile my love for my mother with the reality of who she was. And worse, what possessed Mycroft to lie about it? There are precious few pieces of this puzzle remaining, John. Let us dawdle here no longer.
Indeed. Wait, did you hear that?
Yes. Metallic salts. What is this sailor doing here?
Wow, look at you go. Strangely interesting. Are you okay, John?
You're not obliged to be here, Sherry. We can leave
I'm
any
guessing
time you want.
As soon as we, solve the case about this mother issue, we end up losing our dear John. Which I hope not. Well, before I come to you, sir, I want to go check my mind palace. Mental disease, and we brought tea. Is that combined? No. About that? No. Oh, hello. My mother struggles with mental disease. Could well be heredity and affect my mind and rationality. Uh-oh. Is there a possibility I have a crazy ending? I hope not. Alright, let's go and meet whoever this guy is.
Sherlock Holmes, isn't it? I was looking for you.
Nice beard. Greetings.
With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
You can call me your new game. The rules are simple. I have something for you, but you alone must work out what that is.
And that something is my prize, I suppose?
You're a fast learner, sir.
Yeah, I have noticed something on your head, sir. You have a bright pink spot there. Painted recently. Oh, hello. What's this? Old and shabby. Embellished hands. Hiding something square in his pocket. Okay. So, a sailor came to my house declaring that he was my new game. His hands showed no signs of regular physical activity and no corns nor rough skin, but owing to the fact he had an old, worn-out uniform, I assumed he was still in service. He had dropped off pink paint in his hair, which led me to believe he was somehow involved with the art sphere. Consider the tiny square-shaped object in his eye to just real people. Okay. A man dressed as a sailor, showing sign of escape, so a few hours in my name where I live, so the best fits the role of this game master, considering the tiny square-shaped object. I imagine you are an artist disguised as a sailor.
I cannot believe that Mr. Vogel has somehow successfully called my attention to his gallery. You're here with an invitation to visit it, obviously.
My word, you are fast, Mr. Holmes. Could you explain how you came to that conclusion?
Of course. Explanations are my favorite part of any conversation. Hands without any sign of regular physical activity, in contradiction to one who would most usually wear such a uniform. The paint in your hair is pink. I don't know of any military service that paints their ships pink, unless they have launched a new fashionable fleet. A sailor with the soul of an artist? I would suggest rather a gallery employee disguised as a sailor to mislead me. How many artists on the island know where I live and of my passion for deduction? Werner Vogel is clearly at the top of the list. And you've been attempting to conceal something square-shaped within your pocket. An invitation, I suppose. An invitation to Mr. Vogel's gallery.
That was remarkable, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Vogel was right about your genius. I think he may have even underestimated you. This is your invitation. Please tell Mr. Vogel that the seed has been planted. He asked me to tell you to do so, if you win this little game. Farewell.
My dear Sherlock, as you no doubt have already guessed, I would like to invite you to experience my art exhibition, not only for the purpose of the contemplation of beauty, but in a more general need of your genius. You'll find the gallery at the Caravasseria, that place. Bazaar Road and Hermes Avenue in Old City, okay. Put the map all the way over to Old City. Bazaar. There's Hermes Avenue. I'm guessing it's this big building right there. Well, I guess I'll see you guys in a moment. Ta-ta! Alright guys, it's somewhere down here. I'm guessing it's that big building. Oh, hold on. This place. It's this big building right here. Look at that horse. I just want to pet it. Oh, pet. Anyway, let's have a look. Is this the place? We'll soon find out. It seems so. Ooh, a grandfather clock. You know, I would love to have one of these, but they're so expensive. And also so annoying. And high maintenance, because you actually have to turn those things after so many times. Or after a certain time. Ooh. Hello, Vogel. Ooh, dramatic.
Mr. Holmes, you came. Oh, how kind. Though now, of course, I realize it is because of my game, not the works on display.
It needn't be one or the other. Your man's disguise was easily debunked, Mr. Vogel, but I shall admit that you planted in me the seed of curiosity.
Ah, terrific. I had no doubt you'd put the pieces together. Let us call it an opening gambit before the real game begins.
So, this little game of yours, what's it about?
An enigma to solve. A locked area in the basement with no windows found brutally vandalized. I have no clue how it was possible.
What was in the basement?
And this locked area downstairs, what exactly was it?
The under gallery. It's always shut, and I'm the only one with the key.
Ah, so this is your private collection, not part of the gallery.
Oh, no. It's an exclusive exhibition of eccentric pieces. Only a select cadre of artists, investors, and collectors are admitted. Not everyone deserves to have their eyes opened.
What about this intrusion? What happened?
Last night, I was about to leave the gallery when I heard a noise downstairs. I went to the basement, but I didn't see anything out of the ordinary. It was admittedly a rudimentary inspection. It is not uncommon to get rats down there, so seeing nothing of note, I left and locked up the building. When I returned this morning, alas, I discovered that part of the exhibition had been torched, and there was no sign of the intruder. The mystery being, of course, that all the doors to the gallery were locked exactly as I left them.
And the door to the basement is the only entrance?
Correct. Tell me you're not intrigued.
Well, this matter is certainly within my wheelhouse.
This intrusion troubles me. Please take a look around if you're willing. The under gallery is through the door at the end.
I will see what I see.
I'm gonna have to use that saying. I will see what I will see. So that's interesting. I like this picture. It's very pretty. I wonder if it's representing something because he was looking at it. I also have a feeling you're a bad guy at some point.
I wish I could show you the gallery under different circumstances, but life is beautiful in its unpredictability, isn't it?
Also, there's lots of art-related things here. The Yellow Christ by Paul Gauguin. Beautiful, beautiful. Let's look at this one. Grave of suicide victim, Wilhelm Kotobinski. Yes, very mournful. Pope Formas and Stephen V. Oh, Stephen is sick, Stephen. Jean-Paul Laurens. Interesting. What wonderful pieces of art. Yes. Guardian of Spirit of the Water by Odin Redon. That's a creepy spirit. Love and Pain. Yes, it totally represents it. I don't know why I'm looking at art. I'm just having fun. The luncheon on the grass. Ah! Hello, my lady. Would you like to come have luncheon on the grass? Oh, Oh, sir, you need a loincloth or something. Oh, oh. Art. Bollington from behind. Oh, Mr. Bollington, you have a nice smooth touch. Hello, John.
You sure you don't like art, Sherry?
Oh.
You sure you don't like art, Sherry?
I didn't notice that picture. The Origin of the World by Gustave Courbet. Well, what you're seeing there is nothing. The Apparition by Gustave Moreau. I will give credit to the game placement. Look, there's a bush. Why, John, stop playing with that leaf down there. Leave it alone. Stop playing. I am totally an adult. What's through here? Can I go through here? I cannot. I guess I'm going down to the AC swine.
Back home, we've got a taxidermist. He's gonna have a heart attack when he sees what I bring him.
Ah, look at him, wielding his rod with skill.
Back home, we've got a taxidermist. He's gonna have a
gross.
heart attack when he sees what I bring him.
Okay, I think I now understand the unorthodox essential.
Sherry, how about some company in that dreary chamber of yours?
Leave my loneliness unbroken, John.
How do I zoom in again? I would like to inspect. There we go. Looks to have been slightly damaged or something. Oh, hello. A handprint.
A handprint of the thing from another world. But it looks fresh, and its coal origin ruins the effect of the extra mundane.
I think I found where the guy was hiding. Oof, very nasty place to be hiding. I want a burb. Preferably a living one. Gosh. What is this nasty piece?
Sodden and mold-ridden. One presumes deliberately.
Why has they got a literal shard just dripping? Ugh. Okay, things have gone gruesome. What the heck?
Parasites of creativity. Or just a reflection of the artist's recreational interests.
Nothing over there. Ah, this is a famous piece. That is a very
Saturn
famous
devouring his son. Grim composition.
piece. That is a very famous piece.
Unflinching in its ferocity, yet somehow beautiful.
Alright, so I'm gonna go look around a bit more before I head to the scene of the crime. Oh, well. Well. This is, a thing.
A true artist never shows an unfinished piece.
We're just going to ignore that. Ah, clues. 29 inches. 24.
The left step's length is shorter than the right. It indicates that the walker was lame.
Interesting. And there's a shovel.
Old, and hasn't been used for a long time.
Interesting. Interesting. More interesting. What is this?
Closed with a metal bolt.
Interesting. What's this? Scratches, fresh, magnetic findings. Interesting. Over here we have some footprints. Ah.
Footprints. Size 9.5.
How do you know that? Do you have like some measuring tape, or do you just go around looking at shoe sizes, sir? Okay, so it looks like we found the guy's entrance and possible hiding place. Or maybe it was more than one. Dun, dun, dun. What's down here before we have a look? I don't know. What's this? The chain is fragile. 4 paintings. Ah, interesting. And then finally, we have our scene of crime. The frame is empty.
Ugh, sheer vandalism. Only an ignorant person could do such a thing.
But now we've got to find something to... hello. A cigarette.
A Malpalbot. Coal fingerprints. I think we're looking for a man with a coal moustache.
Yes, certainly interesting. I do not have time for this. I must first go to my mind palace and palace it up. Has John got anything nice to say? Sherry's memories of his mother turned out to be not so happy. It's breaking his heart, and my heart aches too. All of me, in fact. Oh, John, I don't want you to go. I love you, John. Please don't. Oh, apparently those are not the same. Okay. Alright, guys, it's time to see what my detective skills can come up with. Time to go John mode. Okay, so. I mean, it's very possible he sabotaged his own things, but why? It certainly seems like someone was standing in there, came out, and scuffed that on their way out. And then... what about this one? Oh, see, that's what I think. And what about over here? So as he was coming down, he hid in there. That makes sense. But what other clues we got for this one? Nah, I don't think it's that one. Assuming this guy came down. And then what we got over here? It seems to be wanting to put pressure on Vogel. Obviously, this somebody burnt them. Let's have a look at that one. Well,
The intruder entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the hatch bolt. He accidentally pushed a shovel to the floor. Vogel heard the noise. At the sound of his approaching footsteps, the intruder hid inside the coffin. When Vogel entered the basement, he failed to notice anything strange and left without properly checking. The intruder waited until Vogel had left the caravanserai before burning the paintings in Wilde's room. But the vandalism was a cover for the theft.
Yes, he stole the art. I prove that. Alright, let's go upstairs and have a word with Mr. Vogel. Booty.
The pieces are not what I expected.
What do you think my collection is about?
Let's have a think. It's about death.
It's a reflection on mortality. Nothing lasts forever, no beauty sustains itself, and everything succumbs to darkness. Am I right?
I don't know.
Well, that's absurd. Of course you know. It's your gallery.
There is no one answer, no singular truth, but many filtered through the subjective mind. That forgetting, embellishing, lying machine. Besides, what's wrong with a lie if it makes life more interesting?
What's wrong with a lie? It corrupts the ability of others to behave freely and rationally.
Men never act freely and rationally anyway.
I'm
It
suspicious.
matters not what is or isn't in the end. The only important thing is how you feel. And I simply want to feel and consume as much as I can. Don't you?
Feelings are simply one's animal ancestry trying to wrest back control of the brain. I try to avoid the distraction.
You try not to feel, even in a place like this? None of it moves you?
To be frank, I struggle to maintain even a whit of interest in art.
But Mr. Holmes, it is joy incarnate, mankind's greatest achievement.
Mankind's highest achievement above all others is objective and rational thought.
I see then why you dislike art, for it means whatever you want it to.
Or perhaps, Mr. Vogel, I was lying.
Aha.
Mr. Vogel, my investigation has revealed that the intrusion was not merely vandalism, but theft. The limping visitor left your place with a canvas.
That's very impressive.
This thief was familiar with the gallery, and he was sporting a limp. Do any of your clients or artists come to mind?
My, your attention to detail is remarkable, Mr. Holmes. I should introduce you to Bosch's works. Alas, I'm afraid I cannot suggest a culprit.
The fire was a clever attempt to hide a stolen painting, even if it didn't fool me. I found the remnants of an empty frame in the pile of ashes. The canvas had been removed. Do you know which paintings in the Wild Room may have interested a thief? Were any particularly expensive?
Those pieces belong to a well-known artist named Boniface Mercurio. They're controversial, but not of a notably high value.
The intruder entered the basement through the coal chute. He used a magnet to open the latch and dislodged the shovel while doing so. That's the noise you heard yesterday. When you went downstairs to investigate, he hid in the coffin.
It seems I should have checked the space more thoroughly.
There's something more, is there not? I can see it in your eyes.
Indeed. There is another intriguing angle. I recently received an anonymous offer for one of Mercurio's works. The sum was more than fair, and indeed could have saved Mercurio from his artistic poverty. But he declined it.
Was it a performative whim? Some artists lionize pain and hardship as if their work would be worse after a meal and a hot bath.
I cannot tell. But not only did he refuse the deal, he insisted on displaying the painting in the public space. I was hoping to change his mind, but artists are a special breed of stubborn.
And where does he live?
So where can I find Boniface Mercurio?
I know he lives somewhere in Old City, but couldn't be more specific. He's a prominent figure, so finding him shouldn't be a problem.
What was depicted in the piece?
A bound woman, wrapped in robes, being penetrated by a red devil that stared at us, the viewer. The beast had numerous tails growing from his back, and a large crowd gathered around the pair, silently watching the orgiastic scene.
Okay, well, given the nature of the other works on display, it's hard to see why that one stood out. What could possibly be its value?
The evaluation of art is very subjective, Mr. Holmes. After all, art is everything. A poem, a bruise, the beads of sweat on your beloved skin. Even a masterfully solved crime.
I'm not sure I see the connection.
Regardless, the painting was one of a series called The Sabbath Night in Cordona. The works depict sex, violence, and other controversial acts that life, for better or worse, contains.
Ah, I see.
I'm not sure that you do, but that can wait for another time.
Well, I believe I have enough to begin. Thank you, Mr. Vogel. Your gallery certainly has unexpected depths.
I'm delighted to have been able to please a friend. In return, I expect you to come back with good news. Or at least with a good story.
Well. Certainly, this guy has interesting tastes in art. Let's have a look at our casebook. It looks like I'll have to look that one up in the archive. Do I have any more clues? No more clues, okay. Well then, that certainly seems an interesting case, doesn't it? But... okay, so it looks like we need to go and find ourselves an artiste. Interesting. Hey then, let's get back to what I was doing, shall we? Celebrity, Old City. I guess recent? Aha! Look at that, I found one. I have found him. I was at the wrong place before. Apparently it wasn't the town hall, it was the journal place. The past week has brought us a new scandal regarding the local so-called artistic higher society. It all began at the painting sellout named by local artists as the Dance of Decadence. The director of a publishing house, The Lion, Darren Terwick, broke the idol by throwing a chair at the decadent artist Boniface Mercurio. As Mr. Terwick said later, he did it because Mr. Mercurio, there we go, brought dishonor to his name. The column writer graciously reminds the reader that recently Mr. Mercurio was spotted with Mrs. Terwick at a coffee shop. Afterward, an orchestra conductor, Kurt Gallagher, smashed a painting across Mr. Towick's head to protest his friend Mercurio. A large brawl started, including a large number of the customers, after a protracted fight. The police arrived. All the high society brawlers were arrested and placed on guard for a week. What a breathtaking event it was. As your loyal personal advisor, I suggest that you obtain a souvenir from the sellout. Unfortunately, it was since ended, but Boniface Mercurio himself invited our readers to visit his home and purchase one of his paintings. You will find him at the address Hermes Avenue between Scarlet Street and Olive Street in Old City. Okay. Hermes Avenue, Scarlet Street, Olive Street. Scarlet Street. Okay, so it's somewhere along this area, so I'm gonna pop this here. Alright, back on the journey we go. Hello, John.
I'll be right here.
Nope, you'll be coming with me, John. For we are on the quest to find this thing. Oh, apparently I found it. It's right here. Don't you look at me like that, you. Yeah, get out of here. So, is this one? Apparently it's this one. Okay. We found it.
Excuse me, young man. Where do you think you're going?
Greetings, Mum. I'm looking for the...
I don't care who you're looking for. You shall not pass. No visitors allowed.
I wish to buy a painting from Mr. Boniface Mercurio. Is he at home?
Dearie, tell me, because old age has made me blind. Did someone write Information Bureau on my forehead? Because I'm not here to answer your questions. Entry is for residents only. If you aren't a resident, please leave, or I shall report you to the police.
Oh, she's short-sighted.
No visitors allowed.
Well, I am going to probably ignore you. Apparently I cannot. Ah, it's a disguise. Okay, you that short-sighted, I can do it here? Apparently not. What about behind you? Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna get changed. What if I have to dress up like the guy?
Come,
Welcome,
let's pick
welcome.
something that suits you.
I would like to look fabulous, if you please. There we
Be
go.
careful with what you've taken. Don't
I-
miss out on my
I
unique
look rather
clothes.
amazing. Look at me. I am charming.
Oriental.
Right, let's see how it goes this time, shall we?
Boniface, sweetie. Is that you? Ah, old age does terrible things to one's sight. I didn't recognize you at first.
How are you, Mum? I'm ashamed to admit that I've lost my key. Do you have a spare?
For heaven's sake! How many times will you lose that key of yours? Of course I have a spare. You artists all live in your own little world.
Please, accept my thanks.
I would rather accept your rent. You promised to pay me several weeks ago and I'm still waiting.
I will pay you, I promise, very soon.
You'd better do, my dear. Or else I'll just change the lock. And I won't fall for those cow eyes.
Wow, that was extremely easy. Now, should I get changed back into myself? Because if he's in there, this is going to look very suspicious. Apparently I cannot change clothes here. Okay. So which one's my flat? Is it this one? No. Is it this one? Ah, yes. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. He's dead. Well. Well. Cherry, you shouldn't be stepping in the blood. That's how you put clues that you did it. Oh. John, are you around, dear boy John? I need you to soothe me.
The blood has dried.
Ah, so it's been a while.
I've heard of this style of painting. It is called Expressionism.
Oh, what the? I found John. What are you painting, John?
Don't look at me like that, Sherry. I will not touch that dirty floor.
Okay, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that. Okay, let's have a look around the room. Hey, we found the picture.
Red skin, tails on the back. Reminds me of Werder's description of the stolen painting.
So he stole his own painting? Well, no, obviously not. Someone came here and killed him to prove a point or something. Oh, dear.
The wound is precise. It was inflicted by a razor or a knife.
Oh, hello, what's this?
Soaked in blood. It seems as if the puddle of blood was here before the rags.
So, it looks like someone panicked after they killed him and thought, oh my god, I killed the guy! Ah, no. Oh, hello. Soft torso.
Judging by post-mortem rigidity, the body lay here for 1 or 2 days.
Oh, that's probably a stinky body. What about the hand? Bruises on the knuckle. Okay, got into a fight. Anything else? Oh, hello. What's your shoe size, sir? Has to be one more clue around the place. The swing in his face. I will find a clue. Is it a belt? Has to be something around here. Oh, it's probably the knife. Why didn't I think about the knife?
A normal kitchen knife.
I have one just like it, but it's used for
Could be the murder weapon.
It very well could. Gosh, things have taken a very, very dark turn here. Gosh. Let's have a look around the room. Oh, that's a cool looking camera though.
I wonder where he got that fancy camera.
Can I look at the photos? No? Paintbrushes. Bread, maybe? Some newspaper articles. What are they about?
Despite the overall tendency towards mess, you cannot sit with the drawer pulled out like this. Someone left it after searching.
Interesting. And the bottle?
It appears the wine was truly awful.
Truly? Knife is missing. I know where it is. And the picture. Blue cloth liners. Interesting. Can I have that blue cloth? Okay. What's this? Bottles.
Aunt May whiskey, brandy bucks. Quite a collection he had here.
I mean, if he could afford whiskey, he could easily afford his rent. Do you not know how expensive whiskey is?
The chest has been searched.
Also, that picture is way out of this era. Can't believe you're still there, John. What do these people are he's painted? There's some books. This is probably his bed. He's got a chessboard. Anything else around here? No? Oh, that's a cool skull on the wall there. Okay, let's go in the red room. Or dark room, I guess, if he's a photographer. Everything in here? Oh, yes, there is, actually.
The photograph was not pulled out in time. Such a waste of material. The photograph was not pulled out in time.
Oh.
Such a waste of material.
Oh, there's a picture up there. Oh, that's creepy.
Look at this, John. Isn't it our stolen demon?
Oh boy, I get to do a bit of detective time. I do like doing detective time. Okay. Okay, John, let's do this. Why would I sit on the floor? That's dirty. Okay, so someone smashed the mirror. Oh. Well, I did say he probably got angry since he did fight someone. I don't think he had the knife. That's probably more like it. I cut you, he says. He could very well have killed himself. So yeah, this guy seems to be looking for something, so it's probably another picture. Guy standing over him. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Is there anything in here? There is. Oh, hello. Ah, and there's a bed. What about the bed? I don't think he was looking at the picture. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So the guy came in sneaking around to find this, while this guy was currently in here, and he was like, who's that at the door? And then he came out, and this guy's like, oh my god, I've been caught. And he's like, give me your picture that you're painting, because I love it so much. And he's like, no. And then he grabs a whiskey bottle, goes over here, and he's like, I am going to smash your head in with this bottle. And he's like, not yet, for I have knife. And then they come over here, and it's like, give me the picture. He's like, no, fine then, slash. And he's on the floor, it's like, ah, I'm dying. And this guy's like, oh no, he's dying. I call that.
Mercurio was developing photographs when the intruder snuck in. Mercurio heard him coming. While the thief was searching the chest, the painter ran towards him with a bottle in his hand. He smashed it across the thief's head. The intruder had no choice but to defend himself, and the weapon of opportunity happened to be a kitchen knife. Mercurio stepped aside to grab the painting, but the wine-blinded thief attacked Mercurio's throat. When the thief came to his senses, he saw Mercurio bleeding on the floor. He grabbed the rags and tried to bandage him, but it was too late. Why did Mercurio attempt to snatch the painting in the middle of a fight? To strike the intruder? Not with his painting, it was too important to him.
See, I am really good. I'm getting good at this. I can learn and improve. Hey, John. Where are you, John? John. Ah, he's somewhere. Alright, so I've got some clues. Yeah, I'm there. I don't know what that one is. Alright, to the Mind Palace. Time to do some things. The painter was killed in a fight. The thief was, yes. The visitors didn't want to kill him, no. It was after, well, they were after a painting. We don't know if it's a girl. Oops. Could very well have been that. The gallery smoker is... Okay, so it doesn't look like we've got much else we can work on. This is certainly interesting. But... this does mean we now have to explain this thing, and I also look at this picture again just
Red
so I
skin,
can say
tails on the back.
how weird
Reminds me of Werder's description of the stolen painting.
Yeah, that thing is way out of decades. Okay, let's go tell the landlady that. Wait, let's look at John. John said it? Okay. Wait. Cher and I just visited the archive, found perfect now. With plenty of spare time, perhaps we could visit the pub. I wouldn't mind going to the pub. To a pint. Excuse me, ma'am.
Do you know what makes a lady happy? Paid rent.
Oh, you are in for such a sad time when you go upstairs. I'm just going to double check the room. If I find anything, guys, I will tell you. If not, I will probably just skip all this.
It's time for some chemical magic, John.
Oh, apparently I found it straight away. Okay. Well, let's have a look at this. Oh boy, I do like to be a genius with the chemicals. Oh gosh, that looks complicated. Hey, I did it, finally. Wow, that was a difficult one. Wow, that was difficult. Okay, so I managed to erase the blood by using chemicals. It's still a life painting of Mercier's room. Okay. Cog symbol is finding use for this item.
That doesn't look like the painting we need, Sherry.
As expected, but that doesn't mean it won't tell us anything. Let's put it on the easel where it belongs.
I have put it on the easel.
I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two differences, John?
I do. It's the skull. See, this is missing.
If the intruder didn't take it, the skull should be somewhere here.
There's a skull on the loose, huh? Okay. Let's see, anything else I'm missing?
I guess this is his most ordinary painting. Spot the two
books.
differences, John?
3 books. Oh, is it the books? No. Stop the wine. So we're looking for a skull, huh? Where would a skull be? Is it in here? Is it in the toilet? Oh, hello. I think I found it.
monster was actually a man. Poor girl. John, you ought to be thrilled. We are now hunting the devil himself.
Oh no.
What were you saying, Sherry? I was too busy sketching the scene, you know, crimes and such like, daily routine. Did you find something?
A photograph. It depicts a man in a red suit with tails sprouting from his back and multiple people in masks watching the scene. It all adds up. But the act of love, it wasn't given willingly, John. It was a violation. And the girl, she was with child.
Give that to me now. Did you recognize someone?
No. Although the victim is not from Cordona, she is African. Look at the ritual scars on her face.
Get that image out of your brain. You have to continue the investigation.
I must speak to the landlady. Perhaps she saw or heard something.
Sherry, you cannot tell her the truth about Mercurio. It will hurt her.
John, that's illogical. Sooner or later, she will come here and discover a corpse, and I still need to talk to her.
Just avoid mentioning corpse, all right? Stick to the character, tell her to call the police.
I'll take that into account.
And wait here. I've redrawn the people in the photograph. Now you can proceed with your investigation without those horrific details.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to look at that picture.
You always take me to the best of places, Sherry.
Oh, we really do go to the best of places. Alright, so the casebook, huh? Ooh, a bet. Don just like that. He's just staying in character. Okay. And that would be the lady that was in the picture, I assume. Okay. So let's quickly check the Mind Palace. Let's see. Photograph of violation. Ah. The visitor intention might have been to locate the terrible photograph, so we might already have our killer. Okay. Right, anyway, let's go and act in character and make sure that, you know, she
What's wrong, dear? You look like you've seen a ghost.
Who entered my flat recently?
Can you tell me if anyone else has recently entered the flat?
Oh, you're talking about that limping man. I'm sorry I let him in. I was scared. And I thought maybe he would motivate you to find money so that you would pay your rent. No offense, dear.
Can you describe him?
Oh, so you weren't at home. I was so certain you didn't leave your flat that day. He was of average height, had a limp and a tattoo on his neck, and he was smoking Malpal cigarettes. My husband used to smoke those. They have a horrible smell I can recognize from a mile away.
Call the police to my flat, please.
Can I ask a favor?
Of course, dearie.
Please call the police and ask them to enter the flat, and don't look inside until they come up.
What? What trouble have you stepped in this time?
It really doesn't matter. Thank you, Mum.
Well, look at that. I did the bet. Okay, so it looks like our but we have a visitor. It looks like he also killed the person who went to the gallery. Ooh. The thief was at Mercurio's flat to steal the photograph but was found and killed him in self-defense. That doesn't really help. It really doesn't help the case.
You're acting so strange today, dear. I hope someday you'll let me inside that head of yours.
Oh, your heart is going to be so broken when you find out what's happened. Well, things are certainly getting interesting, aren't they? So very, very interesting. Who could this man with the limp be? And what really happened upstairs? Was it what I said, or was it something completely different? Will John ever show us that picture he painted on the ceiling? We will never know. But I think now is probably a good time to swim up. It gets juicy, doesn't it? So, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, give me a sub, and put your comments and thoughts on this whole scenario. And until the next video, goodbye, ta-ta, and love you all.